I am.
Very good. Yeah.
Hey, Ramiro.
Good. How are you? Good, good, good. Oh, Lord. Yeah. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna catch it for you. My other us. You don't have to see here. I'm gonna call the December planning board meeting to order. Uh. First up, on tonight's agenda, we have the Valentine Chase, solar. Ground mounted solar resolution. We've already given verbal approval to this last month. This is just the official written resolution for it. The Town of Pine Plains Planning Board resolution approving the site plan. Oh.
No, Scott's here too.
Hello, Scott. We're just about to start. Resolution approving the site plan and special use permit application from Scott Chase for a ground mounted solar facility at 560 Carpenter Hill Road, Pine Plains, New York. Where Scott Chase on or about October 1st, 2025 submitted an application to the planning board for approval of a ground mounted solar facility as an accessory use to the property located at 560 Carpenter Hill Road in the town of Pine Plains. And whereas the subject property is located within the Hamlet Bethel zoning, the Hamlet Bethel zoning district, in which accessory solar installations are permitted pursuant to a special permit and site plan approval by the planning board pursuant to the requirements of section 275-24 of the town code. And whereas the planning board conducted a public hearing on said application on November 12th, 2025, and closed the public hearing on the same date. And whereas the planning board referred the application. No, this is the part.
Yeah.
No, we did not, did not have a two.
Yeah, we did.
We did not have a 239. That's okay. Whereas the planning board assumed lead agency for this application for seeker review of the same and determined that this was an unlisted action and conducted an uncoordinated review of the project. And whereas the planning board has determined that the solar facility will not result in large or significant impacts on the environment, and that as a result, a draft environmental impact statement need not be prepared for this action. And whereas the planning board has determined that the proposed facility complies with the requirements for tier 2 ground mounted solar installation pursuant to section 275-24 subsection C of the town code. Now therefore be it resolved that the planning board hereby approves the application of Scott Chase for a ground mounted solar facility at 560 Carpenter Hill Road, and be it further resolved that all application escrow fees and other charges imposed on the application by the planning board in the town code shall be paid prior to the signing of the site plan by the planning board chairman. And I have a motion to accept this resolution.
A motion. Second.
All right, and we'll have a voice vote. Kate?
Yes.
Oh, wait, hold on a second here. 1, 2, 3.
We get seven.
Yeah, so Harry, you're, yes. So you instead of. Okay, Steve?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Al?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
And I also vote aye. It's shown the motion passed the resolution passed 7-0 on December 17th, right? Yes. All right. Oh, it's one down. Next up is the upstate pines site plan and special use permit. Okay, yeah, if you could, Kate is recusing from this application.
I have to leave the room and I.
I mean, we're here. I don't know if you need any.
Is there any, you don't have anything to tell us?
about it?
Warren, just wanted to go over, I guess you contacted, Clayton? And, what did they,
Require another submission.
right, but they gave us a letter though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we do have, they still had a concern, they sent the second 239 in, they still have a concern about the entrance.
I mean, the comments were pretty much the same as the last time
Yeah.
they sent it. It was a repeat.
About the parking lot. Right, and this really comes into play more with any sort of future development on the site, not so much
Absolutely.
in our opinion, right, guys? I think everyone agrees with that. But they told us then we could rely upon our own study of the facts and judgment. So, wow.
I heard that.
And on the site plan, all the handicap thing is whatever you want to call it, the bridge or ramp bridge thing is on the site plan. Or,
Yes,
obviously anything that the building, that it requires, making sure that that's correct. I'm assuming.
yes, we'll work that out with the building department.
So you guys don't have, I'm talking to your consultants, nothing other comments on this, so we're good to vote on this resolution, correct? All right, so I'll read the resolution. Any members have any comments or questions?
Well,
Yes.
I just
So-
thought that there is no sidewalk on that side of the street.
Right.
In the future, there might be a consideration to put a crosswalk on that spot because people from town are gonna walk down one side street, cross over. But the library has the same problem, so
Mhm.
maybe the two can be solved together at some point.
And that is in the state, the hands of the state.
Right.
The library, if I remember correctly, the town submitted an application for a crosswalk. It got delayed, and then they were like, oh, we lost your paperwork. We don't know about this application. Pretty much how.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, you're at the mercy
It's
of them to
something-
get it. But obviously, any sort of future development, we're definitely gonna wanna see
Definitely.
sidewalks and crosswalks and
Right.
whatever else ends up being needed. Okay. So Town of Pine Plains Planning Board, resolution approving the site plan and special use permit application of Brian Seller, Benjamin Abrahams, and Christopher Gomprecht. With conditions for a New York State licensed retail cannabis dispensary located at 7723 South Main Street, Pine Plains, New York. Whereas Brian Seller, Benjamin Abrahams, and Christopher Gomprecht submitted an application to the town of Pine Plains Planning Board on or about March 19th, 2025 for the site plan and special use permit approval to construct and operate a New York State licensed retail cannabis dispensary on the property located at 7723 South Main Street, Pine Plains, New York, tax map number 13400-6871-068-398-968-0000. And whereas the property consists of 2.48 acres located at 7723 South Main Street, Pine Plains, New York, which property is within Hamlet Main Street H-MS zoning district in which cannabis retail dispensary is permitted pursuant to site plan and special use permit approval issued by the planning board pursuant to the provisions of section 275-55 subsection 00 of the plan of the town code. And whereas the proposed cannabis dispensary is to be located as a adaptive reuse in a 635 square foot building previously utilized as a way station. And whereas the building is to be accessed by a driveway across Railroad Avenue, which is a town road. And whereas the applicant has submitted a proposed site plan for the facility, which includes, among other things, the proposed septic system location, parking area, handicapped access, And whereas water supply to the facility is to be provided by the Pine Plains Water Improvement Area, PPWI, and whereas the facility is required to be licensed by the Office of Cannabis Management. And whereas the planning board assumed the role of lead agency for environmental review of the application pursuant to New York State Environmental Quality Review Act, SEQR, and designated this action as an unlisted action under SEQR, conducted a coordinated review of this action with all involved and interested agencies, including but not limited to the Town of Pine Plains Highway Department, New York State Department of Transportation, the Dutchess County Health Department, and Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development. And whereas the planning board conducted several workshop meetings on this application and conducted a public hearing, which was opened on August 13th, 2025, and closed on November 12th, 2025. Whereas section 275-55 subsection 00 of the town code enacted by local law number 1 of 2023 provides in relevant part that a cannabis dispensary shall not be located or operated within 300 feet of a structural facility providing whether wholly or partially an essential public service. And whereas the proposed facility is proposed to be located within 300 feet of the Pine Plains Fire Department and Post Office, and whereas the planning board has been advised through the attorney of the town and subsequent to the adoption of local law number 1 of 2023, the said distance requirements of the town code have now been preempted by section 131 subsection 2 of the New York State Cannabis Law and may not be enforced by the Town of Pine Plains Planning Board with regards to this proposed facility. And whereas the planning board has reviewed parts 1 and 2 of the full environmental assessment form and determined that this action did not have a potential for any large significant impacts on the environment, and as a result, the planning board on November 12th, 2025, issued a negative declaration and determined that the draft environmental impact statement, the DEIS, need not be prepared and submitted by the applicant. And whereas the site plans for the facility submitted by the applicant indicated that the property may in the future be further developed to include an ice cream shop and or a supermarket within 2 other existing buildings located on the site, but that the plans for such facilities have not been developed to a point where they can be where there can be a meaningful environmental review of those proposed facilities in conjunction with this application. But the planning board has taken into account certain aspects of the potential future plans for those 2 buildings in its secret review of this proposed retail cannabis facility. And whereas the application has been referred to the Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development, which expressed concern about the future development of the site for ice cream parlor, for an ice cream or a supermarket, but has agreed at the secret review and permitting of such future uses can be has agreed that this secret review and permitting of such future uses can be deferred to a later date when the development plans are fully developed and ready for submission to the planning board, with the understanding that the planning board retains jurisdiction to conduct an additional secret review of such facilities. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the application for a special use permit and site plan approval for this facility is hereby granted subject to the following conditions: that the applicant obtain a driveway permit for the facility from the Pine Plains Highway Superintendent, which requires in relevant part as follows: installation of a catch basin in the parking lot for water runoff, a business apron for the entrance with a minimum pipe under apron as laid out in the driveway permit requirements, with a pavement at the entrance 24 feet wide with 8-foot shoulders. Installation of no parking signs on both sides of the entrance. D, such other requirements as may be reasonably imposed by the highway department prior to issuance of the permit. Two, that the applicant, prior to the issuance of the certificate of occupancy for the facility, shall submit to the town of Pine Plains Code enforcement officer and the chairman of the planning board a New York State license to conduct a retail cannabis dispensary operation at the subject property, and that the applicant conduct the business in accordance with all conditions placed upon the license and all conditions included in this resolution. That in the event the applicant proposes any additional construction for use on the said site, that all such additional uses shall require application to the planning board for special use permit and site plan approval, with the understanding that the planning board reserves the right to reopen seeker review of the use of this property in conjunction with any future applications. That all application, escrow fees, and other charges imposed on this application by the planning board in the town code shall be paid prior to the signing of the amended site plan by the planning board chair. And being that the handicap thing is on the site plan, we don't have to mention here, right? So, all right, with that, can I have a motion to accept this resolution? So moved. Scott? Second. Steve, right. Second, Steve. As mentioned, Kate has recused, so we're gonna take a voice vote, starting with Ari, who is. Yes. Steve? Yes. Scott? Yes, sir. Al?
Aye.
Dick?
Aye.
I also vote aye. It will be shown that the resolution passed with a vote of 6-0 on 12/17/24.
So based on your whereases, our to-do list, it was, we need a copy of the cannabis license.
Mhm.
And you need copies of the
The building, the building department, I mean, the highway department,
highway department permit,
permit.
and then you're gonna need a certain number of copies of the site plan signed.
Yeah, whatever you need, plus we need just 2 for our files.
2 for your files, and do you have a signature block?
We do.
Okay, we can work that out.
Yeah, show it to Teresa.
Yeah.
And obviously make sure the escrow.
Escrow paid.
Yeah, and all that. And then obviously you have to, comport with all the things on the site plan, like the planters blocking entry.
100%.
You know, the sign on the building.
Yep.
Okay,
Great, thank you.
congratulations, good luck.
Good luck.
We just not here.
It's the fun stuff. Okay.
Whereas you.
And we can come back. Getting comfortable back there. Oh, it's the.
Oh, you're back.
What's this?
That's the extra copy that
Oh.
everyone wants to look along.
Okay. Next up on the agenda is Hudson Company review and resolution. Karen, do you have anything for us?
Right.
George, Warren, we have everything we need from them, so.
What's up?
Members, any questions or comments you want to make on this application? All right, I'll read this one. Ready, take a drink.
I was gonna say, you wanna,
Kate, you want to do it?
hey, I'll say, we'll do a handoff, take the first page and kind of like doing a Bible study, you sit back.
All right, resolution conditionally approving the application of the Hudson Company Mill and Showroom for site plan, special use permit and lot line adjustment approval and wetland permit to construct a new mill and showroom at 2436 Route 83, Pine Plains, New York. Whereas Hudson Company Mill and Showroom proposes to construct.
Oh, hold on.
What?
What were we supposed to do? What did you guys decide on that? We talked.
It's still, finish the resolution. I thought we took out the reference to the wetlands permit.
I don't know, but we talked about it, right? What do we want to take that out or no?
Require a wetlands permit for this? From the town?
So we are within the town's buffer, so we
Right.
do need a buffer permit.
Okay, so you need that, okay.
No.
I thought so, that's-
Whereas Hudson Company Mill and Showroom proposes to construct a new mill and showroom at 2436 Route 83, tax parcel number 455-865 and 437-906 at 7702-7714 South Main Street in the town of Pine Plains. And whereas the application was filed with the planning board on or about February 26, 2025, accompanied by a site plan set prepared by Lavella Engineers and a lot line adjustment map proposing to consolidate a 6.2 acre portion of lot number 437-906 with lot number 455-865 owned by Dale Mitchell. An application for a wetland buffer permit from ACOE site plan approval pursuant to Article was that 12?
11.
May I?
So it's tomorrow.
Hi.
Well, so I read the wrong one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's,
What, we have to change this?
yeah, what, say, wetland, town wetland buffer.
For- Oh, so not ACOE?
That's correct. Not
And especially use permit pursuant to Article 11 of the Town Code. And whereas the town board assumed the role of lead agency for environmental review of this application pursuant to the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act and designated this action as an unlisted action under SECRA and conducted a coordinated review of this action with all involved and interested agencies, including but not limited to the Dutchess County Department of Public Works, the Dutchess County Department of Health, and the Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development. And whereas the project site is located on a 10.84 acre parcel located northeast of the intersection of New York State Route 82, South Main Street and Route 83 in the Hamlet Main Street zoning district. And whereas the town board conducted several workshop meetings with regard to this application and a public hearing. And whereas the project was modified in its final iteration and includes in relevant part the following. A, mill/warehouse, demolition of existing 16,800 square foot warehouse, construction of a single mill warehouse office, ship room, 50,425 square feet, and construction of a 5,100 square foot attached open shed structure at the rear for storage of beams. B, a shed structure, construction of a 9,000 square foot partially enclosed standalone manufacturing shed with an attached 1,800 square foot covered storage structure where sawing will occur. C, showroom/office/apartment, proposed 6,848 square foot, 3,300 square foot footprint, 2-story showroom office apartment, and D, 32 parking spaces. And whereas the project also includes associated new driveway access on Route 83, parking and utilities, and a fire water storage tank to support fire suppression. And whereas the Department of Environmental Conservation by letter dated November 13th, 2025, issued a letter of no jurisdiction with regard to the wetlands, which superseded the original letter of positive jurisdiction dated October 1st, 2025. And whereas the planning board, after the conduct of a public hearing, after conducting a public hearing, issued a seeker notice of determination of no significance dated November 12th, 2025, and did not require preparation of a DEIS. And whereas the applicant made application to the Town of Pine Plain Zoning Board of Appeals for several area variances, and whereas thereafter the Pine Plain Zoning Board of Appeals on November 25th, 2025, granted the following variances for the project. 1, the parcel may have multiple principal uses and principal buildings, including manufacturing, warehouse, showroom/office space with an accessory apartment and accessory structures for water storage and kiln. 2, the maximum principal structure footprint area will not exceed 68,000 square feet. 3, the maximum principal structure gross floor area will not exceed 74,383 square feet. 4, the front yard setback for the showroom building will not exceed 60 feet. 5, the minimum warehouse setback will not be less than 19 feet. 6, the minimum number of off-street parking spaces shall not be less than 32. 7, the minimum number of off-street loading spaces shall be 1. 8, the minimum distance for construction disturbance from the wetland boundary shall be 1 foot. And whereas the application has been submitted to Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development for comment pursuant to 239M of the General Municipal Law, and Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development by notice dated July 10th, 2025, issued a local concern with comments notice. And whereas subsequent to the Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development comments, applicant made an adjustment to the site plan application which modified the original plan to provide for a standalone building instead of 2 attached buildings and the inclusion of the sawmill in an enclosed structure, which will further abate any noise impacts from the facility. And whereas the attorney to the town confirmed with Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development, the modifications to the plans did not require a resubmittal of the application to it pursuant to 239M of the GML. And whereas the applicant has prepared a stormwater pollution prevention plan, which has been reviewed and approved by the town engineer in accordance with all requirements of New York State DEC general permit for stormwater discharge from construction activities. AP-0-25-001. And whereas the planning board has determined that the proposed development is consistent with the objectives for special use permit as set forth in 275-55B of the town code, and with the criteria for decision-making as set forth in 275-63 site plan approval of the town of Pine Plains Code. Now therefore be it resolved that the application for special use permit and site plan approval for this project is hereby granted, subject to the following conditions.
Sorry.
1,
Can I just say,
oh, yeah,
does it include lot line adjustment? Because it shows.
I don't think it was approved. Was the lot line adjustment approved?
Well, that's part of the application. For all application for lot line adjustment, special use permit, site plan approval.
Was that been submitted and was that part of the public hearing, the lot line adjustment?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so then we can eliminate that as a condition that being said.
Okay,
I wasn't sure what the.
sorry for the interruption.
so what that was,
So where are we here?
Three.
Oh, yeah, the application, it was part of this application. So just cross it out, right?
Yeah, just cross it out,
cross out 3.
but we will need a merger deed, so I don't know if I put that in.
I didn't read the resolved yet, right?
No, so,
It's got up to now, therefore be it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we need to put that in though, right?
yeah,
So instead, there should be, to supply a merger deed.
The applicant will, prepare and submit a merger deed, pursuant to the lot line adjustment approval to the attorney to the town for his approval, and file the same in the Dutchess County Clerk's office.
Resolved that the application for special use permit and site plan approval for this project is hereby granted, subject to the following conditions. 1, demonstration by the applicant with compliance with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers nationwide permit for the proposed wetlands disturbance.
No, that's not right. either.
Yeah, we take that
I
out.
thought we,
Yeah,
was there another version?
So take out that whole entire.
That one. That would just be, obtain the town,
well, part, this is, you're approving the, aren't you approving it?
yeah, it's just the town's wetland.
On tap.
There's no Army Corps nationwide permit.
So that is a condition to receive the town wetland permit?
Yeah, well, part of this resolution now is that it will be the town wetland buffer disturbance permit.
So that's what number 1 should say instead.
Yeah, if you want, I'll change that.
Just put in town
For,
permit, yeah.
I'll change that and send it.
okay, number 1 will be the town buffer. Number 2, demonstration that the applicant has received the necessary permit and approval from the Dutchess County Department of Public Works for the proposed access to the facility. Number 3 is going to be the applicant will prepare and submit a merger deed.
I'll wait,
And you're
put that.
do that. Number 4, demonstration of approval by the Dutchess County Department of Health for the septic and water supply systems. Number 5, demonstration of approval by the Pine Plans water. Keep saying water improvement area of the connection to the facility. Demonstration, number 6, demonstration that the applicant has received the necessary permits and approvals from the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. In connection with the general permit for stormwater discharges from construction activity. Number 7, funding of an escrow account pursuant to the provisions of 275-106 in an amount determined by the planning board and the town engineer pursuant to Article 16 to facilitate inspections of the site by the town's code enforcement officer and if necessary by consulting engineer during construction. Number 8, approval by the planning board of a wetland buffer disturbance permit.
Oh, so it's there. So the number 1 doesn't have to.
But sorry, isn't that part of the overall approval? I mean, that was our application to the board was
Yeah,
the wetland buffer, the lot.
We give the permit?
you give it because it's not a,
Oh,
it's,
so just cross it out.
it's not an EC permit.
Okay, so then number 8 instead is that all application escrow fees and other charges imposed on this application by the planning board and the town code shall be paid prior to signing of the amended site plan by the planning board chairman.
I'll take another look at it tomorrow and make those changes. So
Okay. All right, so with, who is this? Oh, Jenny, hi, Jenny.
In 2 spots, I think I heard that the town board was the lead agency. Is that supposed to be that town board?
that's fine.
It didn't say, it said town board. Oh, yeah, look at that.
And I heard it in another spot.
I didn't hear. Who else?
Oh, yeah. It's on the first page.
Wow,
yeah.
good.
Soundboard.
Where was the, oh, yeah,
Third paragraph and then the 5th one.
in the whereases, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Janine.
Like somebody listening.
Cornelius.
All right, so with those changes, gone over by Warren. Then I have a motion to accept this resolution.
So moved. Second?
States,
Yes.
Ari,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes, sir.
Al,
Aye.
Dick,
Yes.
and I also vote aye. It's shown that the motion passed was a vote of 7-0 on 12/17/25. Yes.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Good luck to Jamie.
Reminds me, yeah,
Forward to that being that gateway property and
absolutely.
looking amazing
Yeah.
and providing jobs.
Be in touch, Tricia, with the additional stuff.
Sounds good.
Yeah, thank you everyone for,
No, saying that whole thing reminded me of the Roman that walked into the bar and ordered 5 beers.
All right, so is there only the minutes? That's
Yep.
Warren, you don't have anything for us? Oh, what?
Question about, our cable. I saw it in center.
Okay.
Yeah, Ari, and then I.
Once you defeated yourself. You step down and not participate in the public discussion. Because you still have the potential to influence the board as a member of the board. It's not in the statutory, that's the way. It's given for.
Yeah, freedom of appearance saying and everything, so we'll do that going forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Go to him. All right. All right.
Good night, everybody. Have
Good night.
Merry Christmas. Thank you, George. See ya. Good night. Take care. Yeah, minutes. Did everyone get a chance to review the minutes last month? I don't remember seeing anything. Did Ethan have
I
any?
feel like
I remember.
you can have one little,
Right, can I have a motion to accept those minutes?
So motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, minutes passed. Education. I forgot to, do we have?
yes.
Keep listening.
Me.
You have, did you do it or you don't have the?
I've got two. to do.
next week.
You have two to do.
Yeah.
So
That
you have two
every
out,
year, right?
but we don't have you down for any out.
Oh, well, I've got two down.
Do you have the document? Did you give the documents in?
No, I have not.
Okay. Let's stick,
I have four to do.
Kate,
Never
you're over.
Never put on
25.
We'll wait till the day after.
Steve, I have you down for 0.
Yeah, I know.
You've done it.
the last week.
You have to do it. All right, please.
I know. We get like disbarred if we don't or
It's great,
something.
it's great.
Yeah.
All right, you have one more. Out? Did you know? We have you for 3. Is there one you forgot to submit or got across?
There were 2 certificate years left.
Yeah, 1 out, 1.5 each.
But,
So then I did the online one.
yeah.
Just
So,
forward
yeah.
whatever you have to.
I think, yeah, they sent me an email.
And Ethan, if you're listening, you're awesome. What's wrong? Ethan owes 1 hour.
I'll nominate you next year.
Oh,
That's the thing, so like,
and Dick, where are you?
I think we're gonna that way.
You're good.
Yeah, you do like
I
anything.
took this for real. Unfortunately.
It was boring.
Yeah. He wants to know I got a $15.
Did you really?
So Al,
I went to a couple of those.
so we have an unfortunate announcement that Al is abandoning Mike. Come on, able to.
You know,
I appreciate all the time.
Nobody
Al's a
likes
very busy
person.
person.
Well, next year, I'll come to the last meeting.
He's gonna,
It's been a pleasure, guys. It's been I guess it's been an honor to work with, you guys are very ethical and it's been a good experience, a good learning experience for me. And I appreciate all that you guys do for the town. I just personally have, too many other commitments and, to hold this position right, there's a lot of time you really have to dedicate and I don't want that to slip up on the other, engagements that I have. So, but it's been an absolute pleasure and working with all you guys. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for your service to town.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Effective immediately or 2?
No, at the end of the year.
Oh, so he doesn't have to do his. Oh, man. I get it now. I get it.
And next year,
Come in. I understand. Stuff with this BS. Come on, man.
But being that your term is not up, please submit an actual letter
I'll submit
to that,
actual-
to the town board.
sure, goes to the board, sure.
Town board, copy me on it. Or send it to Trish and then address it and then we could forward it, whatever, if you don't have all every address.
I'm still,
And I'll second it.
Additionally, he's away, so he can't speak for himself, but Rob is gonna be stepping out. I guess he retired and he's gonna be living abroad for half the year, so at a time, so. It's short, but sweet. Sweet, he gave us some good insights and it's
All right,
fortunate.
promoted.
He's got a lot,
Way to go.
It's good, lot of, yeah, we're gonna work on, I have some people possibly lined up, so we'll see where we end up.
So we're down to no alter.
Well, yeah, we'll see. So you're definitely gonna be first alternate. Then I don't know. I'll talk to you later. Were you gonna say something?
People have put an application or
I have one letter of intent. Yeah, that's probably gonna be another one soon. So with that, anyone have anything else? From what I understand, the restaurant at Hammertown ceased operation. So I don't know if they'll come to us eventually or not. interestingly enough, the restaurant is a special use permit in that zone. But the retail store is a non-conforming pre-existing use and not allowed in that zone, which is pretty funny.
Wait a
But,
minute, what?
yeah, it's a rural zone. And it's there's no retail store, but you could have a restaurant, Charlie.
You could have a restaurant.
You can have a restaurant when you have a special use permit. Wait, so,
Oh, Twitter.
anyway,
Figure that out, let me know, okay, that's what.
so, but obviously the store, pre-existed zoning
Right.
by a long time. All right, with that, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Yes. Second.
All in favor?
I.
All opposed?